So how are y'all feeling today? Like I said earlier, hope y'all really enjoying your day. Going through wherever you're going through. Hopefully, you bounce back. Deal with it at the moment. Just bounce back and use whatever type of escape or emotions, escape and motivation to propel you from your downs. Oh, and excuse me for this might probably because I was intending to make it a little bit longer, but we're like an hour and a half away from Raw, so really don't have that much time left. But I just want to get like just to the simple point across. And this video is not directed toward. I'm not saying you can't enjoy as far as the WWE, because it's not as wrestling as a whole. There's many other forms of wrestling out there, like Impact, ROH, New Japan Wrestling. Like there's so many forms of wrestling that people like and that's out there that you can get into. AEW now, like whoever fan. I'm not coming at especially the because WWE part, because WWE is like basically globally. It's known all over the world. So this is not as far as still is, but it's not as far as like you can't. I'm not saying you can't enjoy the product. Just like in my other critiques, I'm not saying that you can't enjoy the wrestlers that you like and the product that you like. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying as you see in the title of the video, why that Vince and Vince as a whole, because he is basically WWE. It's his baby. So I'm just basically telling you why that Vince or WWE whatever, why they don't care, why he doesn't really care anymore. They don't, or why he doesn't really give a damn anymore. As far as not really anymore, because he never really gave a damn in the first place, because that was just it. I don't know if his father did, Eddie, because his father was the first owner, before he gave it to Vince. So I had to do more research on that, but as far as Vince, because going into it, as far as him, he really enjoyed entertainment. So I don't think he was that much had a passion or was into wrestling as his father was. And his father must have, could have been the same way. So I don't really, like I said, I don't really know on that aspect. I'm just speaking, as far as speaking on just Vince. So that's, and back to the motivation part. That's when I was going through, especially like a bit 4 years ago, and when I would get bullied, especially just for wrestling, but that's also a part too. So yeah, especially for bullying 4 years ago, when I was going through my personal, or when I was going through my first big breakup. Before, that's another, fitness is another way I use it, but wrestling became a part of me. WWE in particular, wrestling became, it became an escape for me. I was able to, escape reality and just enjoy the fact that I had characters that it didn't really matter about who they really were in real life or actuality. It's just that the characters and what they represented, whether it was good or evil. Because I was very much into that too. I loved, just like I do now, I relish being a villain. I love heels. I love villains. I love people that's hated. Because I was, as much as I was kinda, some people, had a liking to me, I still, was one of the ones that, that people look toward to and it felt as if that I was a threat. When in actuality, I was just I was kept to myself, and I just went my own way. Sure, I was into. It's not really an excuse, but sure, I was into fights. I was at a point in time where I followed ignorance. I wanted to be a part of a crowd to attract a certain crowd. So I changed my look up, my character, act. So like I said, it's not. I can't really use that excuse. I'm just saying as far as like being a part. So that's why I really used. That's why I really used as far as wrestling was my before fitness. Wrestling was my true escape from reality. You know what? And why I say that is because I don't. Y'all get more to know about that much more later. But I'll say for now, I don't like humans. I don't even go as far as like as much as I tried to be around and attract a certain group. As far as my mindset and where it is now, I don't enjoy. I don't look forward to the company of humans. Even though I know, like I said, I know there's genuine ones out there, ones that actually want a world or a place for people that they can interact and find a liking to. But as far as the majority, the ones I'm talking about, your Nicki Minaj's, your 6ix9ines, like whoever or whoever rapper. It was like part of the reasons why I don't. Like I said, I don't look forward to. I don't enjoy anything that's related to humans. I don't, because of what I endured through my past. Yeah, with them, and that's why WWE. That's what kind of drills into the topic today. So like wrestling was, and WWE became a part of that because it was the only thing I was watching at the time. Like I said, I got into wrestling in 2007, and it's just after that I immediately went back to whichever era, whether it was golden, new generation, of course the attitude era, ruthless aggression. Yeah, I loved wrestling. That's what I knew that this is the one of the things that I'm most passionate about. It's basically the only thing that I have could possibly have left, basically, other than fitness now, that I just could find a passion and just enjoy. Just like I found how I found the new passion. It's because I also like talking. I also just like talking about topics that I love talking about. I love talking about and finding enjoyment in talking about what I like and how to improve. If it's bad, and I talk about how to improve it. That's why you see me what I've been doing recently on the videos. That's what that's what this channel is basically. That's what this channel is for. People don't like it, but criticism does help. Not the negative criticism, but criticism does help. Yeah, like I've said, I'm not saying you have to berate, physically and just ignorantly berate, whether it's the product or the art of the person that that you're looking at. But yeah, as far as like looking forward to improve the product, that's where actual criticism lies. Criticism exists to improve something, to make it something better. to address the issues, flaws, and and to elevate upon it. And that's why I'm here. I wanted to be here today before, or whether before or I'm just saying that's why we're here with this particular video, or like I've been doing since the start, or since I've been making videos. That's why I'm here with this particular topic on the fact that why, it's not even just an opinion. It's a fact. When it's in this situation, yes, it's a known fact that we all know. Whether I'm talking to the ones that that actually just know that that no, WWE is not really good right now. Just like this, and as far as the part that it is at fault for wrestling not being the way the at the height that it used to at a period of time, and why it isn't never probably going to be. Like, it's a shame. And like you see here, like that one just now, the thumbnail also, and just like you see the photos now, these photos, not that one, but yeah, these photos represent, I couldn't put all of them, but I just wanted, these photos are examples of WWE not caring and only when it benefits them. So the reason why also too that I really, it was coming to fruition. I obviously needed the motivation to make it, but reason why I just wanted to gear towards it now. I looked at these particular articles. I looked at these particular articles. There's one on Mustafa Ali and Mansoor, and the other one is still what's still making headlines is Adam Cole. Yeah, Adam Cole. So I'll read. But I'll read the first two. That's much more. That was first that gave me the motivation to make this video. Y'all can find it online too. Like, this isn't just, I'm not just reading it from wherever, just making this up. Like, it's knowledge. Like, it's knowledge also, as someone just speaking on it. Well, yeah, it says, the article says WWE doesn't have big long-term plans for Mansoor and Mustafa Ali. Why do you think that? WWE hasn't had long, big terms for anybody. That's why Cole isn't there. So it says, last Friday night after WWE SmackDown, Mustafa Ali noted on Twitter that his match with Mansoor was not listed. Yep. What a fucking joke. Yep, it says he noted on Twitter. I didn't get to see it, but because I usually, if it's not during like the sports or whatever, they because I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter most of the day, like like these cluckheads are on. Like, I'm not. My brain is not damn near shoved into or focused on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter every day, or social media as a whole. I'm not even on Instagram. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on anything. But back to the topic again. That's for Yeah, it says Mustafa Ali noted on Twitter that his match with Mansoor was not listed when the announcers ran down the card at the end of the show. Yeah, it's a mid-card feud, but it says at best it's a mid-card feud. And it's clear that the feud is meant to put Mansoor over in Saudi Arabia so he can get a babyface pop. Okay, for a quick pop, but how about a long pop in the long run? How about as far as him being pushed directly to the moon and having a major big babyface run? It's a mid card feud, but it can actually those actually still help. Those mid card feuds, whether it was Austin and Rock, or there was something, whether it was Austin or Shawn Michaels or Triple H, The Rock. Like these matches mattered. Like these feuds mattered. Even the mid card, as much as the main event scene and the tag team matches. The Hardy Boys, whatever, the Dudley Boys. Like, yeah, they all mattered. DX. Like like that was like still at a point where they still focused on that. That's why that's called long term booking. And that's how you actually keep people invested into the show. Not at one point where you just have whichever match, and then after that match is over, they click out, and that's not really. It just shows you that it's not really important. It just shows right there that you don't really care about the whole aspect of booking. 50-50 booking. You just care about what the most buzz is on. See, that's why I say that I keep saying, if y'all was wondering that or just knowledge, that Vince doesn't really care because he's only focused on really now. If you see the main events, that's all he's focused on. There's no other even is that, unless it's Roman Reigns or the four horsewomen, and everything else is fucking boring. There's nothing to look forward to. So yeah, after that it says when he signed up a few years ago, the idea was to create a homegrown star talent for the region. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer said that there are no real plans for Ali. Of course, like I said, Ali hasn't been on TV since the whole fucking, the whole Retribution storyline. Of course they haven't. They don't have plans. They could have, but it's just not. No, it's not that. It's just that they don't want to use him. That's why he had that whole, That's why he had that, where he was pissed off. Y'all should remember it or look it up too. Like if you don't, like that's why he had that whole segment. Or yeah, it was on talking, because they call the talks they have talk shows now where they have Talking Smack. And then they had Raw Talk. Yeah, he was on Raw Talk, and he was dissing the legends. Yeah, he was basically saying what, the community say every week, or have been saying for the longest. Like they have, that's always the song. The same song and dance with Vince. He always brings legends back, or old ass, past wrestlers to fuel his ratings. Like it's a real joke. Like I say, he don't give a fuck. He just care about keeping the ratings as far as the money. That's why the matches aren't even fucking long. No real storyline to really to make sense. Even the men's matches, they're not long either. Because they just trying to get they're just like I said. Or if you was watching my Raw, my usual Raw critique last night, they was pushing through every match. Notice how they just push through every match, like they just zoom right through. It's because it's not. Yeah, it's like that on all the shows. It's just because they're just trying to hurry up and get to Saudi Arabia, which is this Thursday, to get that Saudi money. I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's just because they haven't been doing this in the beginning of the year. I don't really know because I wasn't watching before that point. I was watching before. I got into it when Roman Reigns, and then that's when I wanted to make a channel too. I was only started watching it consistently when Roman, the creation of his character, his recent character, head of the table, when he became, that Roman Reigns. But let me get back into this, and it says, and Mansoor is not expected to be pushed much until they need to build him up for the Saudi Arabia shows. See? Let me also read here. Here's the thing they're not going to do. Yeah, here's the thing. They're not going to do anything with Ali. course they're not, because they don't give, unless it's towards where if they're gonna benefit or if it's beneficial, they're not gonna push him because they don't give a damn about him. Like Ali has, is one of the rare talents that's just seen fucking extraordinary for years. You saw how, especially how he just basically buried WWE on the mic, and that when he was ranting on Raw Talk at that time. That's probably why they're not even pushing him anymore too. It's because he was. I don't even think that was part. That was still. It could have been a shoot. I don't know. It could have been planned a little, but yeah, it's just because he just probably opened up because he's very vocal about it too on Twitter. So that's probably also not why they're not pushing him. It's because he was he was litting fires under their ass when he did that a whole segment, or he was ranting on Raw Talk. So it said so. Yes, and then Meltzer also said that's been decided for years. Of course, yeah. I told you, it's not really that they don't really have anything for him. They don't give a fuck about him. They don't give a damn unless it's somebody that could benefit one of their favorites, or they have the star power that Triple H actually, or that's what I said when I said if y'all been watching my content, but really of course that Hunter. And I don't know if Stephanie, but Hunter was really, the focal point. He was the reason for the women's revolution. But, y'all really, y'all could really be clueless. Like, y'all really think Vince was the idea behind that? Just like how he was I think he was the idea behind, Stone Cold, The Rock. No. Or any of those guys. No. That's why Vince has his yes men, and he has other, actual people that's actually, credit into that position, or actually just have a passion for wrestling. Because Vince don't give a fuck. He's a businessman. Like I'm sure he's probably said plenty of times. He's entertainment. That's why it's revolved around now entertainment. Because that's all Vince really is. He doesn't know a shit thing about wrestling. So it says also, Mansoor, they are going to do angles twice a year leading up to Crown Jewel. So that means, in the rest of the time, he's just going to float. That's what they're going to do with Mansoor. So basically, when it comes to Crown Jewel, because, I don't know if he's, because they're making it sound like, I don't know if he's from, that's how I see it. They're only using him because that's where they make the most money. And I guess that's where Mansoor, he probably has supporters down there that like him. Yeah, yep. Mansoor is he's from Saudi Arabia. So that's the only reason they're going to be pushing him twice a year. A fucking joke. It's because he's from Saudi Arabia. And he probably has supporters down there that like him. So that's the only reason they're going to fucking push him. So they can get more views and more money. The fucking joke. And he also said there's also Mansoor got a big win last night on Raw over Cedric Alexander. Then he got to cut in the in-ring promo on Ali, but it doesn't likely get the same push after Thursday at Crown Jewel. Because they don't wait to that aspect, and after that's over, he goes right back to the fucking catering. Right back to the back, where he can just sit and eat. Back to the locker room. Where they don't pitch or don't give anything to fuck about him, unless it's to benefit them. Yeah, y'all think I'll be just fucking, or anybody that talks about this, y'all think we just be fucking making this up? It's an actuality, man. We're just in plain sight. Vince has said, Vince has said plenty of times that he does not give a fuck about the product. He even made that really fucking obvious, and y'all still don't get the fact, because he knows it's just also because wrestling is rolled around entertainment, so they just think it's just, it's a joke. When really, it's actually in plain sight, because like I said, he also made an interview where he talks about it. Go look it up. Like, it's very much there, man. Or it's not, it's not fucking, it's not hard. It's not out fucking, just a pause on algebra. Like you can clearly see, Vince doesn't give a fuck about the product, and all because he said we care about the supporters, WWE, we care about you, WWE Universe, and y'all just eat that shit up. I'm not talking to all y'all. I'm talking about to the ones that's fucking delusional and actually believe that it's not Vince that's behind all the releases. Younger talent not being pushed. Not anything not being elevated to the point where it's actually be fucking watchable, where it's elevated wrestling. So like I said, you don't give a fuck. You just run it right here. I can go look it up too. They're only pushing Mansoor because he makes them money. That's it. And it's a fucking joke. The only reason they pushing Mansoor right now is because he's from Saudi Arabia. And that's where they make the most money. I guess that's where they make their most money from right now. A fucking joke. And it's not Mansoor is not the only one. Where has Toni Storm been? It's been since she's debuted on SmackDown in July. It's been months. Fucking months now. And we haven't seen her since July. Other than the fact that they used her for that, we need you to, get past this, this Queen's where the fuck crown to get past that. And she went back to the fucking catering, back to the locker room, into the back, where nobody gives a fuck about her at all. Remember at the time that Sting was supposed to go over? You see it right there? Even Stone Cold said he didn't like it. There's many reasons like this. Like, the point where it's even evident that Kane. It's so many obvious reasons. Like I said, they always say that we're gonna give you what you want. We're gonna give you what you want, but then they don't. But I'll talk because I really don't have time yet. But I'll probably touch back onto this later. But I really don't have any time left. But so, I'll see y'all when it comes to Raw tonight. Alright, stay blessed, y'all.